underway. We see the handshakes between the 2018 World Championship players there. Magnus Carlsen about to make his first move against Fabiano Caruana, currently ranked world number 1 and number 2. And he starts with knight to
board.
And there we got the players. It was definitely a knight f3. Both these players with back-to-back victories on day 1. And Fabi almost did topple Magnus in the world number 1 rankings back in 2018. He was just 2 points behind him. What do you think is Fabi's match strategy coming in today?
Well, I think it appears at least that he's trying to be solid with black. He will try and strike with white. Fabi's so well prepared. He's known for his openings. He showed us that yesterday. He's been showing us for years now already. But yeah, I think as long as he...
Going into an Armageddon.
Well, I think the fans want me to say 100%. They want to see Armageddon. It is very fun. But truthfully, little separates these two. We've seen that in some of their head-to-head clashes. I think David makes a good point that it's not just classical, but also rapid and blitz where Fabi has improved. I would say that Magnus, whoever he plays, whenever he plays them, is the favorite. But Fabi, he's bringing it.
And in 2018, Magnus was so confident to take it into the rapid playoff. He just wanted nothing of that final game. But I think now he just cannot feel that same confidence in speed chess against Fabi with the way Fabi has improved. And we see that it is Fabi.
Nakamura. And these two players, they've been in pretty locked battle for a long time now. Very few pieces remain on this board. There's a bishop for black. You can see it very close to Fabiano there. White has a knight. But they've been making little progress, though. Magnus remains a pawn ahead.
No idea how he got that pawn, but Magnus is doing Magnus things. He's going to play this out till the end of time.
Yeah, this makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, makes me glow with pride that Magnus Carlsen is trying to grind like a grandmaster, trying to squeeze water from a stone and win this endgame, which should, of course, be a draw, because White doesn't have too much ammunition left, but a pawn is a pawn. And you can tickle, you can probe away, hope for a blunder. Knights are tricky, as we know, but black essentially should be fine with any rook exchange. And it's hard to imagine White winning this against solid defense. But he's trying. He's trying, Magnus Carlsen.
The only thing you need to avoid as black here is the trade-off of both the pieces. The rook and knight, if it's a king-pawn ending, then you'll be lost, but that's not going to happen. As long as one piece stays on the board, you're doing good. But the opening we had, it was hard to imagine Magnus actually getting an extra pawn to start with, to even start dreaming about creating chances.
Well, I think Magnus dreamed of exactly this situation where with absolute best play, Fabiano would hold the draw. You tip your proverbial cap. You say, you're the second best player in the world right now. And for Fabi, yeah, he's down a pawn, but he's holding everything together. There are very few ideas for White. And Fabi, he's going to hold this.
Second best player in the world, but Robert, that's quite debatable. The year that Fabi has had, if we stick to 23, he could be the best player in the year just this year. What a performance he's had.
Yeah, what a performance. And it's really instructive how he's holding this position. Fabi's body language looks very stoic right now. He's just keeping his pieces active. Look at that black rook. It's just annoying White. It's just a nuisance piece. Looking at the second rank, looking at White's f-pawn, giving any checks anytime the White king pokes its head out. Black's bishop kind of poised perfectly as well, blocking pawns, attacking pawns. Yeah, Fabiano, this is one to learn from this game for both sides.
And there is a 50-move rule in chess. If no pawns are moved or no pieces are captured, and the game ends as a draw. So the arbiters, they're going to have their jobs laid out for them on site. And it looks like, well, that king has a job now. The white king, instead of passively sitting protecting pawns, it's out in the open. That could scare Fabi. We'll see if he's able to continue holding Magnus off.
Yeah, Robert, you mentioned the 50-move rule. The last time there was a pawn push or a capture was move 49. So Magnus has to make progress by move 99. Look at the move counter on the top left hand of your screens. We're now at move 83. He has to...
It's reset.
Push a pawn before we get to 99. It's reset. 50 more moves before that becomes relevant again. And the f-pawn pushing forward does cause Fabiano some concern, maybe. And he's going for the h-pawn.
And can you actually protect the h-pawn now? It looks like Magnus moved his rook, and the h-pawn is going down. And with the h-pawn falling, maybe White will push the pawn, but Black can sacrifice his bishop for the pawn. Just for everyone out there, you may be new to chess, it is a theoretical draw. Rook and knight versus rook. That is a well-known draw, especially for players of this caliber.
And that bishop on h4, really nicely placed there. It's taking away so many key squares from White's knight to jump into to create any mating net around Black's king. And Fabi playing really confidently. He's playing fast, he's making all the right moves, and that is a forced rook trade. And with that, a check comes in. Is he going to just trade everything and bishop takes knight, rook takes rook, king takes rook?
Well, bishop takes knight, rook takes knight is probably what caused Fabi some concern, but it was going to be a draw regardless, and now we see it.
A king pawn ending, but Black gets the opposition. This is going to be played out. And Magnus there, he sighs. He's not happy, but I think it was just impossible to get anything more in this position. It's a draw. This one ends in a tie, just like every classical game did between these two in the 2018 World Championship. And I think Fabi is a happy man.
Well, he played great defense. I mean, he did not break. There were moments there where things could have gone wrong for him, but the Fabi we've seen in 2023 is a man who is not very mistake-prone, very few errors throughout